Hello, this is Scott. Just a quick word before the video starts for today. I forgot to give a shout out to my buddy Susan on her birthday. Susan, happy birthday. I hope you had a great day. Thanks.
Well, good morning. Scott from WiseManTrek, and it is day 2 on the Pacific Crest Trail. It is a gorgeous day. A chilly morning, but that's okay. I actually kind of like that. But I got up about 6:30 this morning. It was pretty cold. You know, I'm always anxious about, changing clothes when it's cold. But honestly, I was active in my tent and it wasn't that bad. So I just need to get used to it. But I got up about 6:30. Had a little breakfast and called my lovely wife, talked to her for a bit, and then got to busy packing up my camp, which, boy, I got to get better at that. It took me almost 2 hours. No, that's not right. It took me an hour and a half to pack up camp. Just too long. I got to get better at that, but I will. It's just a matter of figuring out, where stuff should go so I can use it when I need it, versus where I thought I might want it to be. So I think after a couple weeks, I'll probably have that dialed in, and it'll be better. But anyway, I'm off and hiking. As you can see, it's just a gorgeous day. There are some clouds over the mountains. Mountains, hills, I don't know what they are. But I don't know if they spell rain or they spell early morning. But anyway, I will check back. Oh, let me talk about, I slept okay. I tossed and turned a little bit. My mattress and sleeping bag wouldn't stay still on the tent floor. It's also slippery, so that was kind of annoying. I kept having to sort of recenter myself on my sleeping pad, and then when I got up this morning, I realized that my whole pad and sleeping bag had moved. And so that was a bit annoying, but I'll get used to that and maybe figure out a fix. But anyway, I didn't sleep too bad. And I probably fell asleep about 9 o'clock or so and got up at 6:30. So, it's a long night, but it was a long day yesterday and I was beat. So anyway, I will check back in with you later. So here is this morning's panorama. Here is a nice little mountain stream. It's probably a rocky climb down there if I wanted to get water, but I don't think I will. There's been pretty steady rain over the last few days, and I think that there is a good water source about 8.5 miles ahead, which is, I think, where I would like to end my day today. So I am gonna push on from here and see if I can't get to there before I need water. If not, I still think I'll be okay, even if I stay the night before I get to that water source. I still have about 4.5 liters, which should be plenty. Anyhow, Well, I've seen this a couple of times on the trail. Someone was nice enough to scratch the mileage into the soil on the trail. So I think you can probably see it, but it's 7.5 miles from the beginning. And as you know, I did 5 miles yesterday, so I'm 2.5 miles in today. I don't know, I'm feeling all right. My hips are a little bit sore, and my legs feel a little bit weak. They don't feel sore, they just feel a little bit weak, which is weird because, well, not weird probably, but it does make it a little uncomfortable climbing over some of the rocks we've had on the trail. But I'm not sure. I'm not going to complain too much because overall I actually feel pretty good. My back feels fine. My shoulders feel okay. My calves feel okay. It really is just a little weakness, it feels like. But that's just, I just need to put in some more miles. That's what that is. I need to get trail legs, and that's going to take me a couple of weeks of hiking every day to do that. So it is about 9:30. So I have been going for about an hour and a half, 2.5 miles. So I'm going pretty slow. But for those of you who've heard me talk about it, that's my intent, is I want to go slow today. I just don't want to go too fast, risk an injury, do something careless, and ruin my hike. So that's the intent. So I'm going to stop here in a little while and get something more to eat, probably in the next 15 minutes or so. And then I have probably about 7 more miles to where I'm going to camp for the night. So I could do a mile an hour and still get there well before dark. So I'm in no hurry today. I'm definitely, well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably going to spend the night one more night before I get into town. Anyway, I'll talk back at you in a little bit. So there's my first real look at wildlife on the PCT. Can you see that little lizard? Getting closer, he'll probably scamper away. Yep, cute little booger. I've seen a few gates on trail so far, but this is the first one that's actually part of a fence. Usually you just walk right around them. This one, I'm gonna have to open. And as I understand it, some of them are difficult to open or don't open all the way. But I think I can squeeze through this one with my pack. I can. There we go. Nice. Onto the trail. So as I understand it, I'm kind of on the downhill. And when I get to the bottom of this downhill, I've got a pretty steep uphill climb, and I think it stretches over a couple of miles, and then I go downhill into a valley where there is reportedly some water. Hauser Creek, it's called, and there's a campground there, and that's where I very likely will be spending the night. If I am repeating myself, you'll have to forgive me. Sorry about that. All right, check in later. I've mentioned a couple of times that I'm headed down to Hauser Creek to spend the night. But it's something I thought I'd mention is the hike out of Hauser Creek tomorrow is a bit legendary. And I'm looking at it right now, and it is crazy. I don't know if you can see it real well, but just through these power lines, right about there, you can see a white mark. The trail goes this way, turns the corner, goes up this way, goes up this way, and makes its way back and forth across the side of that hill over there, all the way to the top. On the other side is Lake Morena with a malt shop and cheeseburgers. I'm looking forward to that. But the climb out of Hauser Creek tomorrow looks pretty crazy. So, I hope I don't start every segment with the word so. I remember last night I was editing and I edited out a couple of those, so I apologize. I need to stop saying that word. Hiking down a road, down to Hauser Creek. This is the first road walk, and I know you say it's a road even though it's dirt, sandy mostly, but road walk, first road walk.
So shortly after taking that road walk, there was a PCT trail sign off to the left, and it was a really rugged sort of hike down from that point, from the road point down to the actual valley where the campsites were. And it was one of those places on the trail where I thought, good grief, I don't know how a horse could do this. I mean, there was a couple of spots that were serious rock scrambles where you really had to like scoot down on your rear end to get down these rocks, and I don't quite understand how a horse can pull that off. Although the trail, the PCT, is supposed to be horse friendly for most of that way. Perhaps there is a formal diversion on the trail at that spot for horses, because the actual road does get down to Hauser Creek where the camp spots are at, but it's another 1.5 miles or 2 miles in distance to take the road around. But the hike down was pretty doggone rugged. The campsites themselves were really nice. It was right by a babbling creek. I didn't take any video at that campsite, primarily because there were 5 or 6 other campers there. And this YouTube thing I'm doing, I don't necessarily want to subject others to, especially without their permission. And I'm just not at that point yet where I can walk up and say, hey, I'm filming for YouTube. Do you mind if you're in this video? I might get there. I might not. I might just do what I can when I am by myself, which is not to say I don't intend to find some people and to include some people in my videos. But anyway, I wanted to let you know that the overnight stay at Hauser Creek was pretty nice, and I enjoyed it. So, okay, I will talk at you soon.